Double conquering Mega Eagle. Good evening. This is just a real quickie. A shot on the phone, just to keep things quick and simple, for Mr. Zimbabwe 1985, who's asked for some setup instructions on mid-Titan bandsaw. I did a little review on this when I first got it about a year ago now, and I've been hammering it ever since. You see, I've been doing alley in it and all sorts, throwing anything through there. To start with, I was having a similar problem to Mr. Zimbabwe, who claimed that his saw was cutting like a dog with 3 teeth or something. I can't quite recollect the exact phrase he used, but it did make me lol a tiny amount. Either way, I first tried ripping with this saw, passing a timber against the fence, and was quite upset because I was expecting it to produce a really good accurate cut, and it didn't. Basically, the blade wandered right off, and I think Zimbabwe's having the same sort of problem. First off, this isn't a high precision machine. You know, it's about the cheapest bandsaw you can buy in the UK. I don't know if you can get anything cheaper in the States or anything, but so it's not really made for cabinet making or anything like that. So it does have limitations, but a lot of those limitations are sort of secondary to the machine itself, like this fence, for instance. It's, if you look at a nice big old bit of woodworking kit, they'll all be cast iron, and I suppose the square that sets it against the table is much wider. But it is possible to clamp this up on the piss. So I mean, I've taken to setting the fence really carefully, like just tweaking it and really letting it find its own square, because if I'm trying to hold it at a particular distance away from the blade, I'll inadvertently put the fence on at an angle, and it won't object to it. Basically, when it should do. It should only go on square, but it's cheap. And that has been the biggest culprit of producing wonky cuts. Second to this, the original blade is absolute fecking shite. So as soon as I'd rinsed the blade on the crossbow cams, which I'll be working again very shortly, cutting aluminium. As soon as I rinsed the blade doing that, I get a good old clean out and put a Starrett blade on, which is infinitely superior. Not just does it cut much better, but it holds a straight line much better, and it also goes around corners much better. One of the downfalls of the instruction manual, I think I still have it. No, I don't. No, I do not. Was it doesn't have any information on the setting up the the guide pins. So unlike bigger bandsaws that have bearings up here to prevent lateral movement of the blade, this has pins top and bottom. There's some more down inside there. I just used common sense, really, I suppose. There is a roller at the back. This is going to take the majority of the thrust, I suppose, and these pins on the side are just a guide. So what I did is set it up by the instructions, set the tracking up by the instructions. The tracking is achieved on the back with this knob here. And let me find a flathead and open this thing up. I obviously make sure the saw is disconnected from the mains, and then set the tracking up by running the saw round by hand and you need to achieve Jesus Christ, this screw goes on forever, doesn't it? You need the gullet of the blade to be slap bang in the middle of the wheel, and we're not looking at the drive wheel. They should both be in the same place anyway. But so the gullet is the low spot on the blade, and that wants to be centered in the middle of the wheel. This top wheel, I suppose, is the idler, but it's also a tracking wheel, and that is achieved by adjusting the tracking here. Tension, I found, it depends on what I'm doing, so it's actually better to have a tiny bit of slack if I'm trying to do intricate work, and that it will allow the blade to flex a little bit more, and it won't object to being put around tight curves. However, when I am using the fence, a quarter turn on the tension knob, and it will cut a straight line better. So tracking, tension. Oh yeah, these little guide teeth. I've got them quite baggy at the moment. It's like I put this stout blade in, it made such a difference that the pins are not so important, and I found that because they are static pins rather than rollers, they do clog up with shite. So certainly when I was cutting aluminium, hot alley would get stuck to those pins, and then slow the whole saw down, and you could hear it labouring. So yeah, well, after I finished, I made sure it was all really clean, because the alley got embedded in the tyres on these wheels. But either way, where am I going with this? Yeah, these pins want to be close enough that they're going to stop the blade twisting excessively. But as you can see here, oh fuck's sakes, man, this camera's rubbish, isn't it? Come on. As you can see, I've still got a bit of jangle. I've probably got I'd say 20 thou either side of the blade if you wanted to get technical and stick a feeler gauge in there. So definitely not an interference fit. I suppose I'm really relying on the tension of the blade to keep it sensible, and obviously, as always, we drop the guide bar right down, or as far down as we can for the size of timber. So that should give you a much more sensible cut. But this whole thing's plastic. This thing's never meant to set the world on fire. It's just meant to put a bandsaw within reach of normal blokes like you and me that don't have millions of pounds to spend on gear and want a bandsaw in their shed. I hope this has been of some use. I've got to get back to electric beds and crossbows and things now, and of course a prize for the Amazing Turbo Conquering Mega Eagle competition. Get your stickers in the TCME-49 shop on eBay, and put some pictures up on at TCME Facebook page to be in with a chance of winning something. I am going to make a knife. I've decided I'm going to make a beautiful knife, polished handles and stuff, and that'll be the prize for whoever puts a sticker in the most creative place. Anyway, I hope this has helped me, and what anyone else who has any questions on my little workshop or anything I've done or do, or just feel free, and I shall do my best to just throw a short little video like this together and pop it up. Cheers guys, thank you, bye bye.